part of actually being a human is actually not interacting with a piece of metal, but interacting with each other. And developing a piece of technology that facilitated that interaction was kind of the magic. That coherency of physical objects with the virtual world is, I think, that connection that you have with the eyes and the mind and Surface.
Surface really got started with an idea.
We were sitting around just brainstorming one day, trying to come up with new ways that people can interact with their computer.
People could have an interactive experience with the walls and counters and tables in their environment, and that all flat surfaces could come to life with technology.
We went and got a table, cut a hole in it, put a projector and a camera and a diffuser on top, and we wrote some apps. And within about 2 months, we had the first prototype of a table.
Microsoft has worked in hardware for quite some time, in fact, almost since the beginning.
We like the hardware to fade into the background so that the software can truly come to life on the system.
After we launched Surface V1, we knew what we wanted. We were just missing this one critical component, a transistor technology sensor that was sensitive in the infrared spectrum.
When we approached Samsung and worked with them to come up with a mechanism to have the LCD panel sense in infrared, suddenly the barriers were gone and we were able to process all this data.
We had to make an LCD that was robust enough to be in environments such as bars, restaurants, and other public spaces.
You want it to feel good, you want it to look good, and you want it to see good.
Touchscreens today, they only see a very small sliver of information in the world. It's like walking around with a pair of really tiny holes in your glasses. And what PixelSense does is kind of open up, take off those goggles. PixelSense is sensors that sit along with output pixels in a display. We have this camera technology that's laid out, spread across the whole top of the LCD. We shoot infrared light through the LCD itself, and it passes the sensor pixels, so it reflects off the objects and it bounces back down. The camera pixels then send that information to the software, and the software interprets what those things look like, what they are.
That image in and of itself doesn't do anything if you don't examine it for patterns.
60 times a second, the entire image of everything that's on the surface is passed into the hardware. Every time we see something that's new, we assign it a number so that we can track it, so that, when you put one finger down and you move it, it's not a new finger every frame, it's the same finger, it's just being moved. In the order of a few milliseconds, we package it up and hand it off to the PC as a list of, we saw a finger at this location on the screen. It's number 3, and, we told you about it last time, or it's number 3 and it's a new one. And then it's up to the application as to how it handles that.
In creating the second generation of Surface, we listened to what our customers and end users wanted in the updates to the device.
It's thinner. It's a bigger screen. It's a more beautiful screen.
You can embed it in counters. You can embed it in walls. You can mount it vertically or horizontally, and it can give that information to the software applications that are running on it.
Now it's up to developers to take the information, the vision data that we have and touch information that we have, and turn those into truly magical applications.
Developers already know how to make Surface applications. You use the same tools and technologies that you're familiar with today. We're really at the beginning of this flexion point in the industry, and the future's so bright in terms of where we can go with this.
One day it's going to be, the floors, the walls, all your tables.
I'd love to see, and I expect to see, Surface everywhere in the not-too-distant future, with people just treating it as part of their everyday life. I think that when it becomes commonplace, that's what excites me.